Hello, Hannibal here. Welcome back to another round, and this time we are talking about the tier list for the Deepwoods, the Deepwood Guardians. We finished 3 runs on the channel, 2 of them until the end, and 1 we failed at the second act. And off screen, I played another round to enforced a beginning roll with the units I was missing. So you haven't seen me use the Deepwood Dancers and the Rangers and the Chariots, but Chariots are Chariots, I think, so nothing lost there. And now we're talking about what this means or how I think these compare to each other. As always, we are going with 5 tiers. S tier are units that are gonna carry you, especially without upgrades. With upgrades, you can really get good units, but these, even without upgrades, should be carrying you. A-listers are better than the standard, and they will certainly help you win a run. You won't make any mistake taking them if you're presented with them in the shop, especially on sale in the shop or at the beginning. Even better, at the beginning you can level them up even faster. So yeah, B is just the standard. That's a good, nothing bad here. It's just standard. C is below average, so something that is maybe specialist or something that is not as good as a standard one, where you should, if you have a chance, always take the higher one. And D is something, in my opinion, you should never take. And there have been some units for this, and I think I have one here as well. But let's begin. Let's go into it with the units first. So the Noble, the Druid, and the Tree and Elder. 3. The Noble has a Hunter's Call and is for infantry units and otherwise just without magic. She's got Elven Accuracy for later on if she can shoot. And she comes with Deepwood Guardians. The Druid comes with Deepwood Archers. Was it archers? No, spears? I can't quite remember. And the treant is just a treant. I'll set the Noble as the baseline, as it's standard infantry. And I say, depending on what you get with her in the starting units, you're better off taking something else. A Hunter's Call is not great. Not really. You can only use it on any infantry like Deepwood Guard, Dancers, and I think Archers and Rangers are included as well. The Riots not, because they're Force Spirits, so they shouldn't count, I think. And that's it. And you have to have this to make use of the Hunter's Call. And I don't like it. I'm not a fan of her. She was also the one we failed with. Of course, my bad. I used her as a cavalry girl, but still, if I put her in standard, there is an argument to be made for me to put her in C tier, as she in itself is not strong enough like other melee characters to stand on her own. She's rather a ranger unit, and then she has some melee units around her. I put her as standard, but I see an argument to put her in C and the Druid in B. And you know my thing about magic, it's always better than the standard, in my opinion. Unless you get some really crazy melee dudes like the Minotaur Lord. The Druid is better because she starts in the run with a regeneration, which is already a nice spell if you have a Forest Spirit. So if you have a Forest Spirit, like a Treant, like a Dryad, you can heal them and get models back during the fight, which is quite nice. And she also gets quite easily into the magic part, so she's great. And the Tree and Elder, he was a one-man doom machine. I put him in S tier. I think he was great. He's got lots of wounds. He's got lots of attacks. He's way better than the Huntress. He also can go into a take root form where he is better in defense. I like this guy. And with a divine protection from any random event for the campaign, you will certainly... this guy will carry you, and he carried us a lot in his run. He was the reason we won there. And that's my range of this. You could also put all them down. So if you put the noble into C, then the druid would be B, and the treant would be... there's an argument to still be S, but yeah. That's that for the standard guys. So let's go into the melee. And in the Deepwoods, we only have 3 melee units. We've got a standard guard with a skill 4, power 3, defense 3, and 1 attack and 1 wound. We've got the dryads, which are in fact 4 spirits with a bark skin, so they get a defense extra. And they've got claws, so they attack with +1 attack. Was it +1 attack or +1 power in the first turn of a fight? And the spears and shield have just another defense with a spear and can attack from the second row. You can see less skill, but more power and double the wound and better discipline. And the Deepwood Dancers are just the berserkers from the dwarves or any other unit where we have a 2-hand weapon, so 2 attacks, in fact. And we are swift, so quick, and they have Elven Mastery, so they re-roll failed attack rolls, and they are scouts, so they move through difficult terrain. And as a forest spirit, also she moves through difficult terrain. So you see here better skill, less units. I think these are with 15, these come with 8 in the beginning, and these come with 10. The Deepwood Guards are decent. I'll say I put them down as a standard here, as they are really decent. You can't go wrong with them, and in fact they are the beginning of the I think the druid. I think the noble gets the archers and this gets the druid. But the Deepwood Guardians are fine, and if we compare them with the dryads, I think the dryads win out. As long as you're not getting up into a weapons team with some kind of cannons or sharpshooters, these with a defensive power of 5 and even better later on, these dryads are just insanely good. And in fact, they were the reason we managed to pull through in the last run. And I am not certain I'm gonna put her in S tier, as she sometimes is. They are too slow. They are a bit too squishy is the wrong word, but if you're coming up against the weapons team, you are toast. But so is the Treant Elder. But with saving rerolls, you are also great on this one. And I still think the Treant Elder is the one who can carry your run alone, even without a discipline, without a reroll. The dryads are close, so they're right in between here, and I would say, yeah, I'm tempted to put him here, but I'm also I'll leave him at top of A plus, close to S tier. Deepwood Dancers, decent, I say, and there's an argument to be made to put them in A. If you can manage to use their swiftness and their possible ways to get them to attack into the side or even better at the back, then you have a opportunity to really, really damage the enemy. Problem is, they are very, very squishy. The replenishment for them is not great. So you start with 10 and you replenish like 3 or 4 in a run, and with the Deepwood Guardians you are just getting way up there in the numbers. So I would say they are decent. You can definitely go with either one of those, but I'd rather take Guardians than Dancers, because with these you can at least hold someone off and use something else to kill, and these are your killer unit if you have something else like a Treant Elder or Dryads. So Dryads in combination with Dancers maybe is a way to go. They're okay, they're fine, and yeah, you can't go wrong with them. Then for the Deepwood Archers, they're also fine, of course, and in fact they're even a bit more than fine, as their swiftness and the scout makes them a very tempting range unit, as you can put them into a forest, take the cover with a banner of mist, you're even better off, and then you can run away and they can do a lot of damage. In the end, they did, with the upgrade to that enemies have to have a higher damage save against your shooting. You can do 3+ and 4+ saves, or even 3 on good units, and on things like Tree and Elders and other monsters you're doing 3+ saves, which is actually quite nice, and gives you a lot of chance to kill. And that's why I would take Deepwood Archer over the Guardians and over the Dancers. I'd rather pick them instead of one of those. Depending, of course, on what you have, but Dryad with Deepwood Archers is nice. And then we come to the Deepwood Ranger. And the Deepwood Ranger is a miss for me. Again, just like the one with the elves, these guys are just wrong. I can only say they are wrong. The 2-hand weapon for the 2 attacks is just Longbow means they can shoot farther, so they are shooting from one end of the map nearly to the other end of the map, and they are swift and scout, so they have the same possibility like the archers, and are ambushers, so you can put them forward. But why would you put a squishy unit like this forward, especially if you've got longbows and could shoot from way, way back? So why are you shooting from way back and have an ambusher? And that's the Elven Accuracy gives you rerolls, so you are shooting from way back downtown, and you are even rerolling bad ones, and yet you can put them into ambush in front of your units. And the problem here is you start with 5 of those guys, and the replenishment is bad, just like with the other ones from the elves, and I don't like them. Give me, instead of a 2-hand weapon, give me, I don't know, a double longbow shot, or double bow shot, or something like that. Give me 2 attacks. Then we are on the same thing here. 10 of these units and 5 of these to 10 shots as well. And then you get a lot of value out of these and keeping them alive. But this is just a way worse version of this. Always take this one. You are getting way more shots off and are better off with this than with this, in my opinion. The Elven Archery doesn't really come into play. The rerolls on 1 on the Deepwood Archers is fine enough. Brings us to the Cavalry and then the Monster. So, the Giant Eagle. They redeemed themselves. Last time when I played the Elves, I bashed on these guys and put them into C tier. And if you're buying them in the thing, then C tier it is. But if you're having one of them, but if you're getting 2 in the beginning, they're great. Get them. You can use them really strongly on the flanks and use them to harass the backline of the enemy, or get them to turn and come. And if you upgrade them, they can do some good stuff for you. If you want to see how good they are and how good they can help, just watch my last run with the Deepwood Druid, and you will see what 2 eagles from the beginning can do. But always take them in the beginning. I wouldn't buy them in the shop, as 1 single eagle is not worth the money. Get them in the beginning. Brings us to the Chariot, and I think the Chariot is a niche unit. You can do it. You're getting 2 of those in the beginning. And to be fair here, I'd rather take 2 eagles because they're flying than 2 of these chariots. They have bows, so they can shoot, and they have their swiftness and the crushing charge, but they're limited, of course, as a ground unit. They are better in defense, but have lower power, and that means with 3 attacks, they just don't have the punch most of the time, and then you're standing there with your pants down, and the enemy just kicks you in the butt and you're out. 2 chariots in the beginning. Don't ever buy them in the shop as a single one. They won't. For that money, you can upgrade other units because they won't push the needle that much. And I have to say, take an eagle over a chariot. My opinion has changed. Take an eagle over a chariot. That flying and that maneuverability and chance to play around with the enemy is great. That's of course against the AI and in the normal campaign. I'm not talking about PvP. Then we come to the riders and the stag riders. So we've got the normal riders and we've got the better riders. These have hand weapons, short bows, and swiftness, so they are quick. And as are the stag riders, they're also quick. And these short bows give you a chance to shoot at the enemy. And you see the stats, lower power, lower defense. And the stacks with the horses are even stronger. And yeah, I have to say the Deepwood Riders are fine. I'll put them in B tier. They're fine. And the numbers are okay, but rather take a Stag Rider. Yes, their model count is a bit lower than the the Deepwood Riders, but the Stag Riders, one of those, especially with more attacks or stuff, is great. So Rider is fine, take them, but take a Stag Rider. But I'm also not a fan of the Cav, so the Deepwood Cavalry is also not that strong. So I see an argument to put the Riders into C and the Stag Riders into B. Because they are on the lower end of A for me. They are good, they are fine, and in a good combination, they can certainly do some damage, but on their own, they get bogged down and killed quite easily. In my run with the Noble, they couldn't even hold their own against one unit, and to be honest, I think I put them in B tier and leave the Riders in C tier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. You can hate me for it, as these Riders, they just don't have the punch. They don't have the punch to be here, and their numbers are not high enough, so their count. That's why the Deepwood Guard is better, because you get way more units and hold stronger than with this one. This one is dying way too quick. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about this, but I think it's how I'm gonna leave it. The Stag Riders, of course, are great. Yeah, so they are more towards A, and the Deepwoods can stay in C. So, but I think these guys are not on the same level as these ones, in my opinion. Especially the Dryads. The Dryads are a league of their own compared to the Stag Riders. And the Archers as well. I did way more damage with them in my last run than with these guys. And then comes a Treant, and the Treant, of course, as the single Treant guy, is great. This one is an A tier. He alone, with his fearlessness, is good as a holder, a line holder. He won't win you fights, for sure. He is a forest spirit with a barkskin. He's a bit slower. He gets lots of defense. And the fearlessness makes it so that you're always rolling against a 10. So even with a discipline upgrade, you're looking at an unbreakable unit maybe. But he's strong, he's great, yet he's no carrier. So a Treant alone or two Treants alone won't win you a fight, because they're just not punching well enough. Yeah, that's it from my side for the Deepwood Guardians. Long story short, decent roster, a bit on the weaker side compared to others. I think they have the problem that the undead ones have, where they hit often but not hard enough. Especially some of these units down here just don't hit hard enough. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see each other with another unit roster and runs at some point. Until then, bye bye.